Welcome back to our how-to videos on how to use Tourist Tracker. A reminder, as always, you can visit us on the web at touristtracker.com, download a free 15-day trial, or you can contact us and we can send it out on a DVD if that's easier for you. I want to cover in this video how to do a backup and restore. It's very important that you do regular backups of your data if your computer were to fail or a file get corrupted on your computer. Say your computer was infected with a virus and damaged your data. All of these are great reasons to do backups. You don't want to discover after a disaster happens that you have no backup. So on the menu we have a backup and restore option, and it's really simple to use. Now it defaults right away with a name for the backup, and it's actually in this case going to back up into my program data directory, CCS, touristtracker.net, and the version. You can change that to any location. If it's better perhaps to go into a data folder. I don't have a data folder on this computer. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to select it to go into my data folder. Now, there is a note on the bottom of the backup and restore screen. It is best to back up to an external device such as a USB key. This is because if you do a backup to your local hard drive, that's great if you make a mistake and you want to go back to the way the database was before, but if your hard drive fails, you're going to lose all your data. So it is best to back up to an external device like a USB key. It's still a good idea to do some backups to your local hard drive as well. Now you can call the file anything you want. It's easy just to take the default name. It's called Tourist Tracker Backup. We then have the year, 2012, the month, 04, it's April, and the day, 18th, and then the time. It's currently 6:55 p.m. And actually, 6:54 p.m. is when I ran the screen, and 40 seconds. The extension is TTB, just to stand for Tourist Tracker Backup. Anyhow, all I have to do is click Backup, and we've backed up the entire database. It's that quick. Take a little longer once you have a lot of data in your database, but right now what we've got, if I go and look at my data folder, there's a backup file of the whole database. Okay. Now if your hard drive were to die, we're not actually backing up the Tourist Tracker program here. You would simply be able to download and install the latest version, contact us to make sure your activation code was entered again, and get going on restoring your data. So there's really no need to back up the program, we just need to back up the data. Now if I have an instance where I need to restore from a backup, I want to go back to a previous version of the data because I've been testing the software and I'm ready to start over on the database. You just click the Select File button, and I'm going to go back to that data folder, and I'm going to select the backup we just did. Okay, I'm going to click on Restore, and I get a warning message that, are you sure you want to restore from backup? Because what the restore is going to do, it's going to erase the current data and replace it with the data that's in that backup file. Now, we do take an extra precaution. If you agree that you do want to do restore, we do an automatic backup. In case you make a mistake, we automatically back up the database in its current form, and then we do the restore, which wipes out the current data and grabs all the data in that backup. So I'm going to click Yes, and you'll see it's performing restore of file, and we're done. So if I go and look at that folder, you can see that's the backup file that I restored. Let me just double check here what I'm looking for. Here we go. I was looking in the data folder, but it defaults to this program data folder, which is just part of Install Shield that it keeps a folder for each version of the software that you install. So our automatic backup prior to the restore, this was made just before Tourist Tracker restored the data from the backup that's over here in the data folder. So essentially, this is your safety in case you accidentally restored the wrong file. And this is all how the data was prior to our restore. So it's just a safety feature in the restore. But this screen is very important because you want to make sure that you have regular backups being done in case a problem arises. And I can't stress enough, get a USB key or several USB keys. You can get small capacity ones. The database is not very large. So that you can have numerous copies, you can do daily backups, and then you'll avoid some sort of catastrophe. So thanks again for your interest, and we'll take a deeper look at some of the screens in Tourist Tracker in the next videos.